Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Welcome back to the channel. It's a tag day. I'm gonna do a book tag. I was so kindly tagged by Mindy from Mindy's Book Journey. I will link her channel below, of course. I love Mindy. I love her videos. And this is the Stephen King book tag, and this was created by the Bookish Drummer, and I'll of course tag or link his information below as well, so you can check his original video out. Can I make that any more awkward? Okay, let's jump right into these questions. There are 15. So, name your favorite Stephen King book. For me, I have a hard time going back and forth. I still think The Stand is my all-time favorite. I read it so many times. I read it, a few times now at different points of my life, and I just still walk away loving this story and loving the characters that are within the story. For me, it is all about the characters. I just love the characters in this book. And it's big and shiny. Look how beat up this copy is, but yeah. I love The Stand. It's my favorite. Number 2, Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Name a book that gave you nightmares or kept you up late at night. I'm actually going to go with another Stephen King book for this one, and that's The Shining. This book scared the bejesus out of me in several sections, and it had, that feeling when you're scared. You get that little, tightening in your stomach, and the hairs on your arms stand up, and you're just creeped out. and several instances in that book had me feeling that way, had me looking in the shadows of my house, what's lurking over there, and had me not really wanting to go to sleep. So this book is scary to me. I know some people probably scoff at that, but it scared me. So yeah. Number 3, Joyland. Name a book that made you happy. I sadly had to think a really long time about this. A lot of my books don't necessarily leave me happy feeling. I read a lot of horror and dark things. So I just sort of looked through my shelves, and this pops up. I was like, oh, I love this book, and it makes me happy. That's Dear Mr. Hinshaw by Beverly Cleary. This is one of my favorite books from childhood, and I still love it. I still love it today. I read it, maybe not last year, year before last. I reread it, maybe last year, I think. I loved it all over again. There is a sadness to this story. I can't leave my roots, but there's just something about it also that really makes me happy. Beverly Cleary she just got kids. She got what it meant to be a kid and to write for kids, and still in a way that actually, me reading it as a grown person, very much connected with this character and what he's going through with his parents' divorce and everything. So yeah, I love this book, and it makes me happy. Okay, number 4, Misery. Name a book that made you sad. I don't think anyone is surprised by this choice. Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. I sobbed all over the place reading this book, and pretty sure when I reread it, I'm gonna sob all over again. It is tragically sad. Yes, but so good. Number 5, Cujo. Name your favorite animal companion. I had to think about this one too. I'm trying to think, I've not read a lot of books with animal companions, have I? I'm sure I was thinking, and I'd probably have to go with the Winter Night trilogy. I'll just use all the books as a whole. There's a certain horse in this series who is really wonderful, and so I definitely would call him a favorite. And those books are so good anyway. So yeah, the Winter Night trilogy by Catherine Arden is a lovely horse character. Let's see, Dr. Sleep, number 6. Name a book that bored you to death or made you fall asleep. I recently read The Watchmaker of Filigree Street by Natasha Pulley and was bored to tears. I only finished it because it was a book club choice, but y'all, woo, I struggled with that one. That one was a struggle. I did not. Okay. Whew. Just thinking about that book. Okay. Number 7, The Eyes of the Dragon. Name your favorite book or series with dragons in it. And I struggle with this one too. It's like, I haven't read many books that have dragons in it. But I'm probably going to have to go with The Hobbit with this one. I forgot to grab the book. The Hobbit. Everyone knows The Hobbit by J.R. Tolkien. It's what first came to mind about reading a book with a dragon in it. So probably that one. I read that one, but it's been several years ago now since I read The Hobbit and the whole Lord of the Rings. But yeah, it's a fun story. The Hobbit is a nice fun story. And it's got a dragon in it. What number am I on? Number 8, 4 Past Midnight. Name a book you stayed up way too late trying to finish. I'm not doing very good with this tag, but I could think of a single book that I've stayed up late reading, especially here lately, because I don't stay up late reading very much because I'm doing this as I'm trying to finish a chapter sometimes. I'm nodding off, so I don't really stay up too late anymore. I couldn't think of anything, so I failed that question. Let's see, number 8, The End of Watch. Name your favorite last book in a series. This one I had no trouble finding my answer to. The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin, book 3 of the Broken Earth trilogy. This book is so good. It's so good. It ends the whole story so well. I'm crying at the end of this book. Oh, it was such a good ending to this series. Oh my god. And I now want to read the whole trilogy just by holding this book because it's so good. And maybe my favorite of the series? I don't know. I mean, I love book 1 for sure. 5th season, but there's something about this book, The Stone Sky, that, man, I'm speechless because it's so good. I remember it just being so damn good. And it really tied up the trilogy together. Really tied everything up, and the characters, and yeah, it's so good. So good. All right. Number 10, The Outsider. Name your most unpopular opinion that makes you feel like an outsider. And that would be that I hate this book. I didn't even finish it. It's another book that could work for the bored to tears prompt, because I didn't care anything about this book. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about the storyline. Addie LaRue was annoying. I know it's very unpopular because some people, this is like their all-time favorite book now. I don't get it. Hated it. Alright, Rage. Number 11, Rage. Name a book that you rage quit or DNF'd. I mean, I did DNF the hell out of this because I just, no. I also like Rage DNF'd. I remember Rage DNFing The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo a couple years ago. And it was actually sort of a string of DNFing, like some books that contained the R word, which is like, whatever. That's a whole other topic. But I have a string of books where the word kept popping up, and I just like DNF'd and I was upset about DNFing some of those books, particularly the Lock and Key series and something like. I just I quit. Okay, but anyway, I got to Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And like, damn if they didn't use the word again to like describe Lisbeth, who I guess I was supposed to really like. I did not like her at all. Again, I DNF'd the book anyways. I don't even know. I didn't care about the story. I didn't care about the mystery. I didn't care about who murdered that girl. I didn't care about this journalist guy and his like past. Blah. Ooh. Makes me a little angry thinking about that book. Okay. Number 12, different seasons. Name your favorite seasonal book. And I thought about this one. I probably have to go with Autumn Crow by Cameron Chaney. I love this book. It is absolutely perfect for fall and spooky season, full of just really fun stories that are around that time period. And yeah, it's so good. It's so good. So Autumn Crow for sure for that one. Number 13, Finders Keepers. Name your most prized, rare, expensive book that you own. I don't own any expensive books. So this one is definitely a prized book for me personally. It's Fight Club 2 by Chuck Palahniuk, and it's personal for me because I went to a book signing for this and got to meet Chuck in person and chat a little bit, got a picture with him, and he signed it and everything. So this just has a whole experience behind it, meeting Chuck, who I've been reading for over 20 years, and meeting him and, just all of that. So this is definitely a nice, it's definitely a book I cherish for the circumstances around it and how I got it and that it's signed and all that fun stuff. So yeah, so I love that book. I'll never get rid of that for sure. Excuse me. Number 14, Later. Name a book that you keep putting off and you keep telling yourself that you'll get to later. And that's definitely Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I've been meaning to read this book for like 20 years now. Someday I'll read it someday. I haven't gotten to it yet. And I need to. I really need to. Maybe this year, maybe I'll get to it this year. I need to do that. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Let's see. Number 15. Did I get everything? Yes. Desperation. Name a new release that you're desperate to get your hands on. For me, it's probably Mestiza Blood by V. Castro. I just really want to read that. I want to read that so badly. Tyler Jones also has a short story collection releasing this year. I want it. And Haley Piper has a sci-fi horror book coming out this year. I want it too. So those are like the three that really come to mind that I really, really want. So 16 is to tag some fellow constant readers. I think a lot of folks have either done this already or been tagged. So I'm just going to do a tag your it kind of thing on this one. If you're interested in doing it, please do. I would love to see it, and let me know if you do it. And that's going to wrap it up. Thanks again to Mindy for tagging me. And thanks again for spending your time with me. I'm always so appreciative of it. And thanks for your likes and comments and all that good jazz. And until the next one, that'll do it for me. Bye, friends.